especially to Dr. Ju, our lecturer of PAD 101. So my name is Renaisha binti Ahmad Nasri. I am from AM 1101B. I and my team, my group mate, would like to present to you about our project, which is how Ministry of Sport and Youth manage issues of e-sport in Malaysia. So I hope you enjoy with this video. Hi, we met again. So let's proceed to introduction of this issue first. So as we all know, our final ministry Lim Guan and is currently being presented at Malaysian Budget 2019, or we call in BM Belanjawan Negara 2019, about this issue of e-sport. So as he said, Malaysia government will allocate funds of 20 million via Malaysian Digital Economic Corporation (MDEC) to develop and support the local e-sport industry in 2020. So for me and for the others young generation, it is great because it can help us to make money for the future, and we will not waste our time with the bad thing or else. So it also great because government once again supporting and decides to expand the local e-sport industry all over the country, not just at Malaysia. So there is another issue of e-sport that we don't know the answer of from the government. So many people will ask the government where exactly that 10 millions go into. The 10 millions is the result of the 2019 Malaysian budget. So yeah, until now we don't have the answer yet. So for the 20 millions, we will share and explain to you how the Ministry of Sport and Youth manage this issue to attract people to join e-sport, so that the e-sport will grow up. So let's move to the first one, which is planning. So see you in the next video. So in this part, I will share to you how Ministry of Sport and Youth manage e-sport issue by planning. So I will start and I will explain the definition of planning first. So planning is like thinking before acting. Planning is the process of outlining the activities that are necessary to achieve the goals of an organization. Okay, we all have their own plan, such as plan how to set money, pocket money, and so on. So a plan is a blueprint for action that prescribe the activities necessary for the organization to achieve or realize its goals. So we move to the next, which is the importance of planning in e-sport. Okay, what the importance? E-sport will be an honest the goodness job. In this part, E-Sport Malaysia Association (ESM) will be lending legal aid and will help them to draft player contract. The other benefit is the player can having a potential salary, and also the government will provide the medical and travel insurance to each player. And other than that, the important is training students in e-sport. This process should be start from school, like give them the extracurricular activity in school, so that the student will not bored, and also they can generate their income from a young age, like I said before. Next, I will share the ways on how to manage this issue from our Ministry of Sport and Youth. As we all know, our Sport and Youth Ministry, who is Syed Saddiq bin Syed Abdullah, had to increase the social mobility of marginalized and underprivileged youth. They can do through the Yellow Ribbon Project, which is there are few of former inmates have been upskilled in collaboration with the Malaysian Resources Corporation Berhad. So, in that way, they are deserve a second list of at their life. That's creating recognitions of youth in the workforce by ensuring fair work practices of youth for youth. For example, in the beginning, student trainings who are in their internship within the government or any agency in Malaysia, they also increase their salaries from 300 until 900 ringgit per month. So the students which in internship not just work at the fixed salary, but they also get a bonus. So there is a lot of ways of our ministry can do, but I will share to you two of the ways to manage this issue. So I will continue to the next of short-term and long-term planning in e-sport to the next people, which my friends Fitri. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Fitri Wimihat. I'm from AM001B. Okay, we will continue organizational plans. Under organizational plan, we have two: standing plans and single-use plan. Standing plan is deal with organization, issue and problem that's recurred frequently. And for the single-use plan, handle specific or unusual problem situation. Okay, we will continue short term and long term. Okay, today I will explain type of planning, short term and long term. Type of planning have a two, which is strategic planning and organizational planning. Type of planning, long term must be made by top management. Top management to determine overall goals and objective of organization and how they achieve the goals. That's a long term. The under long term have a two part, strategy and mission statement. Strategy is method of shaping how they achieve a goal, and mission statement is a purpose or reason for the statement.
Hi, my name is Siti Nurshafika Alia binti Baharudin and I'm from AM1101B. So now I will talk about organizing in eSport. So first of all, what is organizing? Organizing is the process of arranging people and other resources to accomplish the goal. Next, one of the most important of organizing in eSport is development of personal time, not because of the limited capacity of any individual, but also to discover new techniques of playing video games so that they are always ready to face new challenges from the opponent's side. So for solution and strategy, KBS wants to ensure the development of eSport to be ensured at all levels nationwide. KBS stated that they will hold the First Nation League at state level so that eSport could be felt at all levels of the country and not just in urban areas. Last but not least, the concept of organizing has been used in eSport is authority. Authority can be defined as the power and right of person to use and allocate the resources efficiently, to take decisions, and to give orders so as to achieve the organizational objective. In tabling the 2020 budget, the Ministry of Finance has announced an allocation of 20 million to develop the local eSport industry. KBS hopes to steer towards Malaysia becoming Southeast Asian esports hub.
Okay, thank you for present. Now it's my turn to present. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Ajmi Ikmal bin Wan Nur Azmami. I am from AM 1101B. Okay, I will continue my part. My part is managing the issue by decision making. Decision making is regarded as the cognitive process resulting in the selection of a belief or a cause action among several possible alternative options. Decision making is the process of identifying and choosing alternative based on the values, preference and belief of the decision maker. Every decision making process produces a final choice, which may or may not prompt action. Okay, now I will talk about types of decision making. There are two types of ways to help improve those who define as program and non-program decision. Okay, firstly, I will talk about the programmatic decision means that the Ministry of Youth and Sports, aka KBS, must think ahead based on the past cases where there is not quoting to replace senior players, which is often the cases and is just common as in sports. Therefore, KBS review the youth and sports development policy every years according to current needs. Secondly, I will talk about non-program decision. Non-program decisions are used if the program decision cannot be answered. It is done out loud and loud to raise awareness of the community. For example, the 2019 budget allowed 2,000 million ringgit to the Youth Ministry and the Sports aim upgrading infrastructure for each state, but had not progressed and did not know where the money was being used. Okay, next we will talk about the process to develop in eSport. Next is the process by which of the Ministry of Youth and Sports develops the sport industry. It's divided into several processes. The first, identify opportunities and problems diagnosis. Identifying opportunities mean to create e-sport contents and provide the best gift to young people to join. The second process to identifying the objective to ensure that e-sport continues in Malaysia with the goal of establishing e-sport standards, training and educating players, help improve the game, gaining international recognition, and maintaining the well-being of the members. Next, create lots of time-saving alternatives to make a task or decision. This section is about to help develop e-sport in a better way. Fourth, evaluating alternatives. It related how we choose whether or not alternative we adopt in applicable to e-sport. The next step is to choose implementation strategy. If we choose the right implementation method, we will get many benefits such as improvements by improving intelligence and improving our standard of living. The last is monitor and evaluate feedback. Regular reviews, it will have positive impact on e-sport as they are up to date with new things and new ways. Okay, last but not least, I will talk about advantages and disadvantages of decision making in esport. Okay, firstly, we will talk about advantages. The advantages of decision making about esport is the improved skill and focus while playing. For example, like game Call of Duty, if we play it, they our only focus in the enemy. In turn, improve the standard of living. An example of successful esport player is a solo who only plays Mobile Legends but can buy a brand new Mustang, like New Solos, the members of Team Bosco Shopee, and Team Sayan, the one and only. Okay, next, I will talk about disadvantages of making decision in esports. The disadvantages of decision making in esports is that we become blurry as it always facing the game. Second, the spine will become bent and so do sitting for too long. Third, it will show obsession with gaming, which is not good for our children and our teenagers. Sorry. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi guys, it's me Nur Adriana Farisha binti Fauzi. I am from AM 1101B. So now it's my turn to present the controlling of the issues. So, what is controlling? Controlling is the process of measuring performance and taking actions to ensure desired results. It helps to ensure that objectives and accomplishments are consistent with one another throughout an organization and helps maintain compliance with essential organizational rules and policies. Also, it ensures that the overall directions of individuals and groups are consistent with short and long-range plans. So now, let's moving on to the importance of controlling. There are few importance of controlling within this context of finding solution on how Ministry of Sport and Youth manage issues of esports in Malaysia, such as accomplishing goals. The controlling process is implemented to take care of the plans with the help of controlling. Deviations are immediately detected and corrective action is taken. Therefore, the difference between the expected results and the actual results is reduced to the minimum. In this way, controlling is helpful in achieving the goals of the organization. For example, by controlling the development of the esport in our country, Ministry of Sport and Youth can accomplish their goals in esports Malaysia well. Lastly, ensuring order and discipline. Controlling ensures order and discipline. With its implementations, all the undesirable activities like uncooperative attitude are checked. To accomplish esports goal and target, Ministry of Sport and Youth must be disciplined and ensure order to achieve it and avoid issues happen. What is the controlling strategy done for managing issues by the Ministry? Ministry of Youth and Sports in Malaysia has outlined a 5-year domestic plan to grow esports within the Southeast Asian country. Malaysia's Ministry of Finance has budgeted a further RM20 million for esports in 2020. The government outlined 5 strategic priorities for esports, including athlete welfare, competitive integrity, a national esports venue, and a certification program. Malaysia's Ministry of Youth and Sports has released a 144-page comprehensive strategy to legislate and create a sustainable esports ecosystem. The 5-year plan presents 25 key initiatives within 5 prioritized strategies aimed to maintain the continuous of esports excellence in Malaysia. In 2019, Malaysia's government announced it will allocate RM10 million to start the development of esports domestically. Initial details on how this funding will be allocated were scarce. Malaysia's own strategic plan for esports outlined 5 priorities such as standardizing esports athlete contracts, health programs, and career planning. Next, safeguarding competitive integrity and improving gender equality. Moreover, build a rational venue and academy for esports. Furthermore, encouraging further sports talent development and investment. Last but not least is introduce license for players. Types of decision-making undertaken by the Ministry of Youth and Sports in overcoming in esports in Malaysia. Type of decision-making undertaken by the Ministry of Youth and Sports in overcoming esport issues in Malaysia is strategic decisions. It's important which affect objectives, organizational goals, and other important policy matters. These decisions usually involve huge investments or funds. These are non-repetitive in nature and are taken after careful analysis and evaluations of many alternatives. These decisions are taken at the higher level of management. Ministry of Youth and Sports should plan more strategic decisions to achieve their goals and overcome the issues.